Hello, my lovely artists. Right, okay, I'm going to do a demo this morning. For those of you that don't know, I am an artist and I do portraiture and animal art. But I also run art classes for children and for adults. Now, often in the adult art class, there is an art class on a Wednesday morning which is just general, and the students will do whatever they want to do. So they can do painting, they can do sketching, they can do colour pencil work, whatever they want to do. They choose their medium, they bring their materials in, and they also choose their reference image. Alright, now the reason I do this is because I want all my students to have some kind of connection to what it is they're drawing. If you have a connection to something, if it's something that appeals to you, then you will enjoy drawing it more. And when you're actually trying to overcome hurdles and understand tonal values, proportions, this, that, and the next thing, it can be really quite tiring and it can be really quite kind of daunting. And if you're doing a subject that you don't particularly like, that makes it even worse. Whereas if it's something that you really do like, you'll persevere a bit more because you want to make it work, yeah? Anyway, this is a colour demo that I'm going to do this morning. Now, the reason I've decided to do this is because on Wednesday and again the week before, so Wednesday just passed and the week before, colour came into the conversation quite a bit, and it always does. A lot of my students are like, how do you know what colours to use, Michelle, and how do I achieve this and how do I achieve that, and blah 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 blah. And I'm going to answer the question that I get asked all the time. How do you know what colours to use? You don't. You don't. Your artwork is a case of, what's the word I'm looking for? Experimentation. Every piece that I tackle, every time I do something, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know if I'll get the proportions right straight away or if it'll take me a bit of time. I really don't know. You don't. You just enjoy the journey and get on with it. So I'm going to do a demo, okay? And explain to you exactly why there are no recipes, there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to colour. Now, there's obviously, I think I've got hair in my mouth. There's obviously a way of understanding how to manipulate your colours to achieve certain things in your artwork. Yes, there is that, and it is good to know, get guidance for that and understand why you're doing it and things. But when it comes to actually achieving colours and knowing how to layer colours and things like that, there's no recipe. And what I mean by that is there's no particular set of colours that you should use. Right, now take colour pencils for instance. That's what I'm going to use today, okay? One of my students has joined another artist's program, and this artist is a colour pencil artist, so she specialises in colour pencil art, and he has joined her membership program and he's following the step-by-step workshops, which is great. But what came about was when we were speaking about his artwork the other day there, he was on about this particular red and this particular brown, and he was drumming out the names and stuff to me. Now, if you ask me what the names of these colours are, I couldn't tell you, right? I look at my palette of polychromos coloured pencils and I think, yeah, I'll try that one. Yeah, I'll try that one. That one looks like it might work quite well. I do not know the numbers or the colours. Now, okay, it's good to have references and it's good to know, because there will be certain colours that you'll reach back to because you'll think that worked really well the last time, I want to use that again. So you'll take a note of the colour for your own reference. But when it comes to actually achieving things in your artwork, every artist is different. So the palette of colour that I would choose to use compared to the palette of colour that this other artist would particularly choose to use could be very, very different. But we could still get the same results or very similar results. So that's the point I'm trying to make. So for this demonstration, I have a handful of colours here, right? So I've got red, yellow, green, greys, blues, okay? And we've got red, yellow, blue, greens, grey, okay? Very different, okay? All from the Polychromos colour pencil range, but very different. So I'm going to try and do a demonstration showing you that you can use a different palette of colours and still still get the same results. So here goes. So this is the image that I'm going to use just to give me a colour to work from. So I'm basically just looking at the background next to the antler there, and just going to try and capture that colour on my paper. I'm going to do one sample showing one palette of colours, and then another sample showing how to achieve it with a different palette of colours. Now there will be variations. These colours are not going to be 100%, you know, from one example to the next. There will be a slight variation, but it's not going to be massive. Now, because this took so long to do, and because it took a long time to get each example done, I've actually sped up the process of the video. So it's actually in time lapse, and it's like going like that. So you're going to see eventually that the speed completely changes, but the principle is the same. You'll see that there'll be a change in colours all the time. So you're going to see the colour pencils coming into play, and you'll have blue, red, yellow, and it'll be switching back and forward. So the reason for that is that you will be layering the colours, and you're layering the colours to try and achieve this one kind of muted colour that I can see in that background image. When do I know to use the colours? I don't really, but I do apply them on a thin layer so that I can build it up gradually and gently, and that gives me time to see what colours are working better, and what colours I need more of and what colours I need less of. So it is a case of just working slowly, building the layers up really gradually, just adding the tiniest little bit of hue of colour, and that's what's going to give you that nice variant, and get a result that's close to what you're actually looking for. With the polychromos colour pencils, I usually use the greys to try and dampen down the vibrancy of the colours. So where you've got the yellows and stuff, some of the times the yellows and the oranges and the reds and things like that are really, really rich and really pigmented, but they can be really vibrant as well, and just a bit too vibrant for what you're trying to achieve. Now so there you have it. Two different palettes of colour pencils to achieve these two sections there. Now there's a variation, slight, but very slight. It's not a lot, alright? And that was used by using this palette, and you can see that blue is so different. It's got a greeny hue in it, and the green as well. And using, I'll try and show you this one, but some of the colour pencils are quite short. This palette, alright? You see the difference? Okay? The point I'm trying to make to you is don't get hooked up on a particular brand or colour of pencil and think that you must use that. Your paint palette, your colour pencil palette, whatever it is you're using could be very, very different. But you could still you can still achieve good results and very much similar to one another. So that's an exercise to try, and that's a little tip for you. When it comes to colour, there are no hard and fast rules, and a case of just play and just develop your skills by learning through discovery. It's the best thing. All right.